starring Cloris Leachman, John Shepard, George Chandler, and John Provost as Timmy. And, of course, Lassie.
Shut up. Shut up and lie down or I'll beat the hide off you.
Well, Jim, thanks a lot. We'll see you Friday at the Grange meeting, huh?
Sure thing. You sail on the roof now.
You bet.
Come, Mr. Keel.
Go along, Timmy.
Where'd she come from?
I don't know. All of a sudden, there she was, hightailing it up the road.
Well, I don't think I hit her hard. She broke her leash.
Is she hurt? Shouldn't we think it was duck weavers?
Timmy, there's a blanket in the back of the truck. Would you spread it out, son? Give me a hand here, Jim.
Well,
Can Lassie and I ride back here and watch your dad?
It's a good idea, son. I'll tell you what, Jim. Call Matt's and have Weaver coming to my place, okay?
okay.
Well, don't seem to be any broken bones. Mostly shocked, I'd say. Might be some internal injuries, but I doubt it. Did she bleed at all from the mouth?
No, Doc.
What kind of dog is she, Uncle Petrie?
Greyhound. Most the oldest breed of dog there is. Egyptians raised them 3,000 years ago. Used them to hunt deer and antelope.
Couldn't you catch a deer?
Oh, she sure could. Ain't no faster running dog alive. Looks of the muzzle, she's likely a racing dog.
Will she be all right?
I think so, Timmy. If you and Lassie take good care of her.
We will, won't we, girl? Thanks for coming.
You're mighty welcome.
She's pretty, isn't she, Uncle Petrie?
Yep, she sure is.
You're pretty, too.
That's a well-bred animal. I'm sure the owner will turn up before long. Probably advertised in the paper.
Uncle Petrie said she could be a racing dog.
Oh, that's a racing muzzle, all right. Dog racing's illegal in this state, but there's a track just across the line at Willow Falls. Well, we'll find out soon enough. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, Doc.
Uncle Petrie, do you think we could get to keep her?
Well, now, that's a question.
Gosh, I sure hope so.
You go to sleep, young man, and don't worry about the dog. She'll be all right.
But it's cold in the barn. Why can't she sleep in here?
In the first place, it's not cold. And in the second place, you heard Doc Weaver say not to move her.
But it's so lonesome being all alone, especially when you're sick.
She's probably fast asleep. And that's what you should be.
Are you going to sleep?
Oh, not quite yet. I promised Uncle Petrie I'd play lottos with him. He's waiting in the park.
Oh,
Good night, dear.
night.
Good night, Bill.
$17. 5. And that does it.
Oh, why I play with you is something I'll never understand. You always beat me.
Just another thing I got a talent for. Another one?
Enough's enough. I've got a lot to do tomorrow, and bed sounds awfully good right now.
Don't know what's happening to young folks nowadays. Why, when I was your age,
I bet you play till midnight.
Well, 11 o'clock anyway.
Times have changed. I'm turning in.
I'll be up in a few minutes, as soon as I finish this article.
Good night, champ.
Night, you too.
Don't forget the whole life.
I won't.
Timmy.
I couldn't leave out here alone.
I know how you feel, dear. But really, there's nothing we can do for her right now. As a matter of fact, you need your rest, because tomorrow you'll probably have to feed her by hand and take care of her all day long. I know what we'll do, just so she won't be alone. Suppose we leave Lassie with her.
Could I?
Shoot.
Lassie, you stay here and take good care of her. And if anything happens, come get me right away. Okay?
You can trust Lassie. She won't budge unless she needs you.
I feel real sorry for her.
I know. Oh, good morning, Lassie.
Is Lassie up? She's up, she's up! Gee, I'm glad to see you up. I bet you're thirsty. Lassie, you stay here.
What are you after?
I need a bowl.
What for?
She's thirsty. And Doc Weaver said we could give her water today.
Breakfast will be ready in a few minutes.
Okay.
She didn't have to fill it all the way to the brim. She couldn't possibly drink that much. Daddy? Dad's milking. Tell him breakfast in 5 minutes.
Okay. Go, Lassie. Let her have it first. She is thirsty.
Oh, you're up and around, huh? Morning, son.
Morning, Dad. She's all better.
A lot better, that's for sure.
Can I give something to eat?
I think you better wait till Doc Weaver gets here, but how about some breakfast for us, huh?
Oh, I forgot. Mom said 5 minutes.
Okay? You get washed and I'll put this in the cooler.
You stay with her, Lassie.
Well, she's up on her feet. A little shaky, but she seems all right. In the barn with Timmy and Lassie. Yes, I'll tell him. Fine. See you then, Dr. Weaver. Timmy! What on earth are you doing?
I wanted to give her a bath, but she wouldn't take it. So I had to get in and show her how good it was.
Why, it's freezing cold. You get right out of there. No, wait. Get your towel.
You see, it's only your fault. Those sick people always get baths?
Not in ice-cold water. And they get sponge baths anyway. Well, incidentally, Dr. Weaver called. He said not to let the Greyhound out of the barn.
Why not?
I don't know, but he'll be here in an hour. Now, look, young man, no more silly shenanigans, hear me?
I hear.
And you better get out in the sun. You're still shivering. Scat. I thought you had more sense than to let him do a silly thing like that.
We'll find out in a minute whether we've got a mystery here or not.
What kind of a mystery?
A real mysterious one. Here, hold it. This alcohol should do the trick.
I told you she needed a bath.
Oh, this isn't dirt, Timmy. It's brown dye. That's it. Now I can show you this. Today's Capital City Journal.
Racing Greyhound missing.
Speedy Queen, world's record holder, stolen from kennel.
Willow Falls, July 22nd. George Forsythe, one of the world's leading breeders and racers of greyhounds, reported today that his $20,000 world's record holder, Speedy Queen, answering to the name of Queenie, was stolen from his kennels in Willow Falls.
See? I told you that was a racing dog.
Golly.
You mean to say we've had a $20,000 dog in our barn all night?
Looks that way. Let's try one more thing. Paul, you call her.
Queenie. Queenie.
Now, yeah, she's a real champion.
I can't get over it. $20,000.
Doesn't seem possible a dog could be worth that much, does it?
I knew thoroughbred horses were expensive.
I got Forsythe. He's delighted he'll be here as soon as he can.
Fine.
Did you tell him to bring an armored truck?
Armored truck?
$20,000.
See you later, folks.
Howdy. Morning. Fella down the road said you might know something about a greyhound I lost. Well, your name's Jim Teal, ain't it?
That's right. You the owner of the dog?
Yeah, she broke out of the truck yesterday.
You found her up to Paul Martin's place, about 2 miles up the road. She got hit.
Hit? What do you mean?
Well, she run under the wheel of Martin's truck.
Was she all right?
It was the last I heard. They had the vet for her. No bones broken.
Where'd you say she was?
About 2 miles up the road, Paul Martin's place. You'll see the name on the mailbox.
Thanks very much.
She seems fine now.
I sure wish we could keep her.
Oh, not on your life. I've been nervous as a kitten ever since I found out what she was worth. If I'd known you were out in the woods with her.
We played hide and go seek. She loved it.
Do you know how much $20,000 is? No, you wouldn't. Anyway, don't let her out of this house.
I won't. It's a man.
Mrs. Martin?
Yes. You must be Mr. Forsythe.
That's right.
Oh, won't you come in? Queenie's eating her supper with our dog.
Sorry to put you to all this trouble.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. My son's been taking care of her.
I washed all that brown stuff off with alcohol.
So I see. Good for you.
I certainly hope they catch whoever stole her.
Yeah, me too. Well, if you've got her muzzle, I'll be going.
Do you know what Dad did with it? Run over to the orchard and ask Dad. Better yet, tell him Mr. Forsythe is here. I know he'd like to meet you.
Don't bother him now. I'm staying in town overnight. I'll stop by in the morning.
Will you leave Queenie here till tomorrow?
No, son, I've got to take her with me.
They become good friends.
Yes. I'll see you tomorrow.
I didn't like that man. Did you, Lassie?
What was his hurry?
I don't know, but he said he'd be back in the morning.
No reward?
I was wondering about that. Well, we certainly wouldn't take it.
Well, why not? $20,000 ain't hay.
Well, he didn't offer it, so why discuss it? Timmy, supper!
Now maybe we can settle down to a normal living.
Who's that now?
I'll see.
Mom, Clyde just drove in.
Yes, I know. Dad's outside. You come sit down.
Ruth, this is Mr. Forsythe.
Forsythe.
How do you do? Your husband tells me that you gave Queenie to a man who pretended to be me.
Well, yes.
Now, don't get disturbed, Mrs. Martin. Was he a short, stocky, blond man about 38 or 40?
Yes, he was.
His name is Strang, Joe Strang. He was a former handler and trainer that I had to fire.
How long ago was he here?
Could be more than 10 minutes ago.
That's right. Just before I called you for supper.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he couldn't have gone east. I was coming that way, and I would have recognized his panel truck.
So he must have gone west.
Lassie can catch him. Go get Queenie, Lassie.
Oh, Timmy, Lassie can't catch a speeding car.
But she could trail him, Paul.
Could be. Why don't you call the sheriff? I'll go with Mr. Forsythe.
She's trying to kill me.
She'll stay right there till the sheriff comes.
Queenie and I can never repay you, Lassie.
I'm real proud of it.
All of us are, son.
Mr. Forsythe, tell me something. Why did Strang try to disguise Queenie by changing her color?
Obviously, he was planning to race her at some track outside the country under a different name. The odds would be high. He'd place a big bet. She undoubtedly would win, so he'd clean up.
And I gave her to that horrible man.
Fortunately, we have her back. Mr. Martin, I'd like to give you some token of my appreciation. If it hadn't been for you and little Timmy here...
It really isn't necessary, Mr. Forsythe. Thanks just the same.
Well, then, how about a new bicycle for Timmy? Or one of those little racing cars? Would you like that?
You know what I'd really like, Mr. Forsythe?
What's that, son?
If Queenie ever has puppies, I'd like to have one. For me and Lassie.
Timmy, that's a deal.